The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Forget about it, but it isn't a dream. Oh, girl, there's no doubt about it, 'cause I love you, ooh, baby, I love you. Though it's only been weeks since the day we met, but of my feelings, oh yeah, baby, you sure can bet. 'Cause I love you, ooh, baby, I love you. Never before have I felt this way, so much of myself to give, I say. Please open the door into your heart. I promise my love will forever last. If it were but a dream, I couldn't feel so much. I'm wide awake, my love, and I'm longing for your touch. Yes, I am, 'cause I love you, ooh, baby, I love you. So much of myself to give, I say. Please open the door into your heart. I promise my love will forever last. 'Cause if it were but a dream, I couldn't feel so much. I'm wide awake, my love, and I'm longing for your touch. Oh yes, I am, 'cause I love you.
Good yawning this morning, and welcome back to Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, your station for fresh news, smart talk, all. 18th of February 2026, and you are on the clock with Long Island Greene. Today, I am Long Island Greene in honor of Mrs. Wells. Mrs. Wells, who passed away recently, mummy of my neighbor, Kim Knowles. I don't know if I have enough time in this life to tell you all about the impact that Miss Wells had on my life, right? But we're going to get to it soon. I just want you all to know, right, that in this current political system where only the politically expedient rises to the surface, is documented in the history books, we are losing gems, right? Like, we are losing these opportunities to understand and experience ourselves like with a fullness we never have done before. Because that little powerhouse of a woman from Long Island taught me so much about the cost of things and the value of things. Without even a lecture, you know. She ain't even pinched my, I mean, maybe she pinched my ear once or twice, but she ain't even round me hard. And if we acknowledging that everybody has value and practicing empathy so that our hearts are open to observing, witnessing, or even experiencing that value, our lives would be so much richer, so much more fuller, right? And that's why, like Family Island people, it's not that they make up words, they have words that we just don't understand. But then you got to walk in their shoes and you'll understand it. I say to Miss Wells, we're going to talk more about you all this week. All this week. Long Island is born champions, man. You know, and we also say once again, rest in peace to Chuck Fox. Fox, Long Island and Tourism Ambassador. Okay, we got lots to talk about this morning. These are just headlines. I'm not going to be able to get into everything. The show, The Earth Breathes Every Season, is still up at Ponciana Paper Press, number 12 Parkgate Road, featuring works by world-renowned Tracy Assing, Carol Sorindo, Sonia Farmer, Monique Johnson, Candida Cash, Natalie Willis Wiley, Lisa Cordella, and some work by Erin Greene. You got to check it out. Okay, things that I saw online that disturbed me so much, we ain't even going to have the chance to talk about them today. Did y'all see that tragic scene of the car and the pole? It was horrible. It was horrific. Trigger warning, it was horrific. There's something terribly wrong on the streets. That's not the only horrific accident I saw through video images over the weekend. Also, the St. John's melee. I don't know what happened at St. John's this weekend. After what I saw in that video, I have to wait. I can wait and pause to see what comes out in the media. Because just scenes that require context. Scenes that require context. I just want to say this. Young people are young people. We call them young people for a reason, because their brains are still young. And thus we treat them like young people, understanding that their brains are still developing. Right? That's what I'm going to say right there. Also, I don't know if y'all saw it, if y'all were paying attention. Did y'all see or hear Marco Rubio's Valentine's Day Massacre speech in Munich? Like, we ain't gonna have time to talk about it right now, but I just want to say one thing. I'm enslaved or re-enslaved, for I am my ancestors. We are our ancestors. Stop this, we are not our ancestors' foolishness. We are our ancestors. I'm gonna beg y'all, I'm gonna beg all of you to take a moment at some point in time, because we're gonna talk about it this week. Marco Rubio's address in Munich at the European Security Council. I'll read it. It's a must read. If you read anything this week, read that speech. My leaders, I think it's appropriate if you all respond, even to your own, if it's only just to your own people, to what was said in Rubio Marco's Valentine's Day Massacre address. I just saying, some people experienced love on Valentine's Day, and some people did not. As for me, I'm still trying to figure out if I did. Because if you don't give me a Valentine's Day basket from R.M. Bailey Park, then what is our love? What is happening between us? Do you really love me if you didn't get me a basket from R.M. Bailey Park? My heart has been tested. And so this morning, our first guest in studio joins us from the Bahamas Heart Association. She say, Erin, don't worry. You know, we always tending to hearts in the Bahamas. Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Good morning, Erin, and thank you for having me.
Please introduce yourself and tell us what role you play in the Bahamas Heart Association, in the Sir Victor Sassoon Heart Association.
Yes. We are the Sir Victor Sassoon Heart Foundation, and I play the role of public relations person.
Okay. The Sir Victor Sassoon Bahamas are the most respected charitable organizations in the Bahamas. This privately funded charity raises funds primarily through donations and from the annual Heart Ball, held each February. Through the lasting funding of Lady Sassoon, almost all of the overhead costs of the foundation are donated. So benefactors can rest assured that their donations are going to assist our young patients. Over 97 cents from each dollar raised goes directly to the aid of the children. You can assist the Heart Foundation by making donations to the address below, and we'll share that in a moment. Memorial donations are welcome, as well as your contributions in honor of successful surgeries. The foundation needs the support of the public to continue its marvelous record of assistance to children in need. So tell us right now, how do we step up and support?
There are many ways that you can support us. You can actually donate directly to the Heart Foundation. You know, corporate sponsors have been doing that through the ball by giving us gifts and stuff to use for our raffle. But it doesn't have to be in that context. You know, most companies have a budget every year for charitable contribution. You could make us a part of your charitable contribution. You could give us a check annually. That would help us out.
Absolutely.
Yes, and then the wider public can help by donating on their birthdays or on Valentine's Day, how more appropriate that would be. It's Heart Month of February. You could donate every February. If you have someone who had a surgery and you want to remember them,
You can
your
donate.
gratefulness to the fact that they survived, you can donate in that vein.
And we're encouraging NGOs and NPOs, so non-profit, non-governmental organizations, to partner with the foundation and maybe organize fundraisers in February in support of the foundation's work.
Yes, as where in the month of February, they allowed their children to wear a red T-shirt, and you pay $1 or $2 to come to school in your red
T-shirt.
T-shirt for Heart Month, and they contribute that money back to the Heart Foundation.
This is awesome. How many patrons does the foundation have?
Well, in the past, we've helped over 4,000
Patients.
patients. We've
Okay.
helped.
And patrons, how many patrons do you have?
We have many patrons.
Okay, do you-
many. Because
do you-
every year with the ball, we have over 500 people that support.
Awesome. Because I have to hope that Dr. Hubert Minnis is on this list. Because who is the man that asked us, do you have a heart? I said, he is not the patron for the foundation, then who should be the patron? But it's great to see that you have so many people that are standing up. And there's so many people who give what they can, and then there's so many people who give what they can, and they carve out a space and ensure that they can make that donation every year.
Yes, annually.
And we say thank you to them, especially because most of those people don't call their name. You know, and they don't want the name called. It's just how I always have I try to have $1 in the car if I'm at a light and somebody asks for $1. There are people in the society, they always keep $2,000 in the bank, just in case somebody needs it. And we say thank you to them.
We are grateful to our patrons.
All right, so the hardball, is it too late to get a ticket?
No, it's not too late. We still have a few tickets left. You can call the Heart Office 327-0806. That's 327-0806. And the lovely ladies in the office, Mrs. Linda LaFleur, who's been with the Heart Foundation over 60 years, and Miss Annabelle Gomez will be very happy to assist you in getting tickets.
All right. Now, I imagine the color scheme is red?
Not necessarily. Some years we use red as a theme color for decorating the ballroom, but you don't have to wear red. You can wear whatever you like. But this year is our 60th annual ball.
The grand ball. Okay, so tell us what to expect.
60th, so it's our diamond ball. So you might want to be all blinged out in your attire.
Yes.
You know, this is a great time to sparkle.
Call the Betty K. We need to bring all the sequins we can in. Okay.
So this is a good time to wear your sparkle and shine. But balls are always a time that you can dress up and put on your fine clothes and come on out and support a worthy cause.
If I didn't run the whole Junkanoo community hot before Junkanoo, I would have begged somebody to make me a sparkly Junkanoo suit to go to the 60th, the 60th annual Heart Ball. Okay, what's the date for the ball?
The ball is the 21st of February.
This Saturday.
This Saturday coming.
Oh boy, could get on it. I don't have much time.
It's upon us.
Okay, and location, time, format of the night.
It's going to be at Bahama.
Okay.
And it starts at 7:15 with cocktail hour, and then an hour later, then there will be dinner. The ball has 3 different bands for entertainment purposes. We start with the Ed Bryce Orchestra to give you that ballroom feel. You can be elegant in your gowns. And then we gradually progress into the Defense Force Dance Band.
That's when I take out my second pair of shoes.
Yeah, so you take off your nice classy shoes. And then on the third band is the Soulful Groovers. And that's when we will take it up a notch at the end of the night.
I have to
dance.
I have
and
to take
a good
my
time.
heart out, put it in the car, and bring my backup heart. Because if I fall in love in there with my main heart to the Soulful Groove, you see, with the Soulful, you could be dancing with anybody, and you could fall in love with them if you dance into the Soulful
Yeah, they're a
Groovers.
great dance band too.
Yes.
And we also have our trusty DJ, Gary Super Johnson, throughout the night. for the different announcement of guests and raffles and stuff.
Is this Gary the guitarist?
No, he's a DJ.
He's a DJ?
Yes.
I think Gary the guitarist. All of these super talented people all over the place.
Yes.
Okay, I have to find some of this DJ's music and play on the show.
And
this is
that's
awesome.
some of the entertainment.
Okay.
And we have our raffle.
Yes.
And we also have our silent auction. But let's talk about the raffle.
Okay.
The raffle has some great prizes this year. Our sponsors and patrons have been good to us by giving us great gifts, knowing that it's our 60th annual ball. So we have a ticket for 2 to London, round trip. We have a ticket for 2 on Caribbean Airline to Trinidad. We have a ticket for 2 to anywhere Bahamas Air goes. And we also have tickets for 2 on Western Air. So British Airways gave us our top prize with the 2 round-trip tickets. And then we have many other things that go along with that.
Now,
You don't just win the ticket for 2. You would win other things along with it. You might get a nice watch.
So I can make sure I get to the airport in time to return back to New Providence. Yes, I understand.
We have many jewelry and artwork, fabulous artwork. I have my eye on a John Canoe painting.
Okay.
I hope to win. But yes, lots and lots of prizes.
Awesome. This is awesome. Okay, so Saturday, the 21st, Bahama Convention Center.
The Convention Center.
Awesome. Cocktail hours starts at
7:15.
Yeah, 7.
And
Show off your
sip
dress.
wine, show off your outfits with your fellow patrons, and take your photographs.
Oh, yes.
We give you
Awesome.
some time to do that and mingle, and then we take you into the ballroom to start your night. The food is going to be fabulous. We had food tasting already, and it's off the chain. So Bahama is treating us well in that way.
This is awesome. One of the most important charitable efforts in the country. Why? Because we all have a heart. Don't mind what Mr. Minnis asks you, but if you have a heart, you know you have a heart.
Yes.
And we must all tend to it. And so at some point in time, we may all need this support, right? Like we are all vulnerable to heart disease.
Yes.
If you have, and even if you don't have a heart, you're still vulnerable to heart disease. There's the people who get catch face.
Yes.
The people who don't know how to use their hearts properly.
Yes, because this year we also were the recipient of the Dairy Queen Heart, Miracle Day.
Oh, you were the recipient of the proceeds
Miracle Day.
raised.
Yes, they allowed us to be there. She had a heart surgery, so she could understand, the plight of the babies, and she was able to allow us to do that.
Absolutely.
So that's a way that corporate citizens can give back and support us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Design, create, operate a
Yes.
charitable fundraising effort in support of the Victor Sassoon Heart Foundation.
Yes.
Absolutely. Now, does the Victor Sassoon Foundation operate in other jurisdictions?
Just the Bahamas.
We are
It's
so
a Bahamas-based organization. It was started by Lady Sassoon when her husband died of heart failure. And she wanted, in lieu of flowers, that we would give money to the Heart Foundation, but we did not have one. So she went about organizing one, and here we are 60-plus years later. Because the ball is 60 years, but we've been around over 60 years, like 63 years.
This is fantastic. This is fantastic. Now, the day before the ball is Wear Red Day. We are encouraging people to purchase T-shirts and pins.
Yes, we have pins, and you can purchase them at the office. Like I said, the number is 327-0806, and it's located across the street from the Swiss Bakery Shop. That's our landmark we use to let you know how to find us. There's
In
a
Cable
heart
Beach.
out front on the door where we're selling the ball tickets now, so you can go there.
Okay.
The building has eaves on it, and you can get your pins and your T-shirts.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love it. Contact information again, email, or telephone.
The phone number is 327-0806, and the email address is sassoonheart@gmail.com.
sassoonheart@gmail.com. I hope everybody is gearing up for Friday the 20th, Wear Red Day, and Saturday the 21st, the 60th annual Heart Ball hosted by the Victor Sassoon Heart Foundation. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Now listen, you gonna have any hearts to rent at the Heart Ball? Because see, by the time I get all fancy up and I get in my car and I drive all the way to the ball, the things I see on the road, sometimes it just scrunch up my heart. Could I rent a heart? I need the misery to get me there, but could I just rent a heart to place in my chest for the evening?
The only heart you're going to see is probably the little heart that they're going to put on your dessert.
Okay, next question.
You can have that.
Can I rent a dance partner?
I even have to rent a dance partner. There's numerous amount of dance partners. I love to dance. So
because look here,
Ed, get up out there and come on the floor.
Ed Bryce Orchestra, RBDF Band, Soulful Groovers. This could be a night of dancing.
Forget a DJ too.
And the DJ, tell us the DJ's name again.
Gary Super Johnson.
Gary Super Johnson. Look here, I have to have 4 pairs of shoes for this evening. It's going to be a ball.
Epic, the young people say. It's
going to be lit. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Producer, play one of them songs that is break your heart and then mend it all at the same time. As I told you all on Thursday, don't let these Bahamian men sing to you. You hear what that man Leon Taylor did to that song, Eternal Love? I can't let them sing to me. You're on the clock with Long Island Greene. Stay tuned. We're coming right back after this break. 96.9 FM.
Oh, my love, my darling, girl, I've hungered for your touch.
Girl, Junior just showed me Bella Boy on his phone.
What you mean? He take picture of that good-for-nothing boy?
Shh, you don't want Bella here. You say that. You know she always say that's my good child.
So what he doing in Junior phone?
Oh, he there because the police looking for him. He on their wanted list.
Wanted persons in your phone now?
Yes, child. And when police want to find anybody quick, after something happen, they can send picture direct to your phone. Go to Google Play or App Store and search for Crack Crime Bahamas. Then pick install and it will go straight to your phone.
There is also a section on missing persons.
Yes, girl. Everybody needs to get this app so police can tell us right away when these people go missing. Just like an alert system.
Yes, it has numbers for Crime Stoppers Bahamas, so you can call and nobody knows it's you. Call directly to Miami and give the information without giving your name or anything about you. I tried the other day, and when I hear Junior and his boys talking about where they hide those guns, I walk quick round the corner and call that number.
Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300 from the Family Islands.
You try to rest, but roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it, just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361. Love the show? Want to give your support? Become a sponsor today. Call 302-2300 for our rates and packages. That's 302-2300. Become a sponsor on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
In today's market, merchants shouldn't have to choose between the high fees of cards or the security risk of physical cash. SandDollar provides the ultimate hybrid solution. The instant settlement of a cash transaction paired with the seamless digital convenience of a card. By integrating SandDollar into your checkout, you're choosing a local high-efficiency system that eliminates the friction of exact change and the uncertainty of bank delays. It's the sophisticated choice for a modern Bahamian entrepreneur looking to optimize their daily operations. Join the future of local commerce today. SandDollar.
The following is a paid political message.
here. Vote for MacGyver. She's here for you. See everybody in Galani. Change his hair. Hands in the air. See everybody in Galani. Vote for MacGyver. She is a fighter.
That was a paid political message.
Put more money back in your pocket with the Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan. Why pay more when you can reduce your monthly debt payments down to one low, easy payment? Apply for a Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
When the native women start to row, hear them calling these bad names now. You dingy get from nothing with your picky head. You gotta sleep on the floor, you ain't got no bed. I knew them long time, them people is mine. The women are fine as long as you stay in line.
Welcome back to Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. You are on the clock with Erin, Greene. Now, in this segment, we have a representative from the National Women's from the National Women's Symposium organizing team. Our representative today will introduce herself and tell us what role she plays in government and on this organizing team. We're talking about the National Women's Symposium. You all ever seen that video on TikTok and Facebook with the African-American man that's married to the Bahamian woman? And he gives advice to other people who may not have encountered a Bahamian woman before. Experience being married to a Bahamian woman. His advice is very sound. People follow it, right? First thing he say, do you know what manners is? Well, you're going to know after you meet a Bahamian woman. He is an adjunct member of the National Women's Advisory Council. He appointed himself, and he's doing a very good job. You see, Ronnie Butler told you, he know them long time, them people is mine. But if you don't know us, you may not know how to stay in line. Anyway, the National Women's Advisory Council does that and far, far much more. They advise the state on, and the minister specifically, on pertinent issues that women face in the country. Taking place very soon is the National Women's Symposium. I get very, very excited at this time of the year because then we get to talk all the things that women need to talk about. Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Good morning, Erin. Good morning, Bahamas. And thanks so much for having us on air with you on this morning.
Absolutely. This is very, very important. This is very important, right? For me, the symposium is a space that women can use and women's organizations can use to bring their issues to the public and to the state, to state mechanisms, right? Outside of the most prevalent method, which is through your political parties, right? So for me, I'm just excited when I see a multitude of mechanisms available to people to bring their issues to the forefront. In the National Women's Symposium, tell us who is organizing it, what are the dates, and what can we expect?
Good morning again, Erin. Before I get to specifically answer those questions, let me do first, and that is let me pay homage and recognition to the Honorable Minister of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting in the person of the Honorable Miles LaRoda, in addition to the Permanent Secretary, Senior Permanent Secretary in that ministry, Mrs. Fedra Turnquest, Ms. Donette Williamson, and of course to the Director of Family of Gender and Family Affairs. But to your question, we are the National Women's Advisory Council, and that is a council that is appointed by the government, by the cabinet, on the recommendation of the Minister of Social Services. And the council has been around for many, many, many years, and many distinguished women have served as chairperson. Now, in this particular, we are doing exactly what the minister and the ministry asked us to do at the symposium on last year.
Okay.
And that is to continue the empowerment symposium. In other words, it is not to be a one-off, to continue not only to empower women all over this nation, but also to recognize women who are performing at a very high standard in our nation. And so, in keeping with the theme of the United Nations and the International Women's Day, which is coming up, as you know, on the 8th of March, we have adopted the theme. We have fixed it to speak to our particular issues in this nation. And the theme is Give to Gain for International Women's Day on the 8th of March, as you know already, I'm sure. And the theme for the symposium theme, ensuring and strengthening justice for women and girls. But we have changed it around a bit to read ensuring and strengthening justice for all. Because our symposium is not just for women and girls. It is for women, it's for the girls, it's for men, and it is for boys. Because everyone, every human being is entitled fundamentally to justice. All right? Justice for all, ensuring justice for all. And so we have designed, and that is the series of events, 4 to be exactly, leading up to International Women's Day. The first event will be the official opening and launch. The official opening and launch, it will take place on Friday, the 27th of February, that is next week Friday, at Bahamas Harvest Church. We have invited a number of school groups, because remember now, this is justice and this is recognition for everyone. And so we have a number of school groups who will be performing. Of course, we have our speeches by the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, who will be representing the Prime Minister at the event. And of course, our very own, the Honorable Miles LaRoda, will be bringing his address. And then we have a keynote speaker in the person of Marion Bethel, who will present and bring this whole thing home so that everyone can understand what this entire movement is all about. And so that is Friday, the 27th of February at 11 a.m., and everyone is invited to Bahamas Harvest. There's no cost. Everybody is invited to attend. Men, boys, girls, and of course, women. Please come out and support. There will be live streaming on the Saturday, which is the National Women's Empowerment Symposium. This is the second annual National Women's Empowerment Symposium. It begins promptly Saturday, the 28th of February, also at Bahamas Harvest Church. And then the third event in this series, Erin, is the church service. And we will be heading, and you are invited, of course, everybody's invited to attend, just as you're invited to the launch and the official opening and the symposium. And as I said to you earlier, I'm expecting you to have a table to, sell and promote your goods, because we know that you are an entrepreneur, you are a farmer, you are an artist, and all the rest. And so you are invited to come. The table is free of charge. The table and 2 chairs are available not only to you, but to other entrepreneurs as well, other service organizations and groupings.
Let me put a plug in right here because it is National Women's Empowerment Symposium. For all of the vendors who are affiliated with BANROP, the Bahamas Network of Rural
Yes,
Women,
they are invited.
Advantage of this opportunity to display your wares. They were there last year.
Yes, they were there last year.
I know there are a number of women-centered businesses that participate in the NIB monthly mini health fair. They do a once a month in the East Street compound courtyard, local produce and local goods fair, health and wellness centered. I'm encouraging you all to come out as well and take advantage of this opportunity. All my Rasta women who are entrepreneurs and supporting themselves and their communities through their businesses, the booths are free. Come out and support. All my Muslim women who are moving community entrepreneurs. You support your men folk, your husbands, and your church and your businesses. Bring those businesses out and let's look at how we can connect and support each other as women.
Thank you very, very much, Erin. I want to stress that the tables are limited. While they are free, they are limited.
So
we
call
must
in.
have registration. We have, we're hoping to have the flyers uploaded on the various Facebook pages and YouTube pages, but we have been individually trying to place them on our Facebook pages. But of course, you know that is limited.
Yes.
The Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, they have a Facebook page, they have a YouTube page, and NWAC also has a Facebook presence. Those flyers, etc., should be uploaded so that persons can, in fact, register. Of course, you can contact any member of the council, and I will give you my telephone contact as well. And my telephone contact is, of course, 429-9240. You can call me if you are interested. Spaces are limited, and so we'd like for you to attend, but you've got to register.
Yep, don't get on board, organize, call, find the QR code, find the contact information.
Yes.
Okay, so Friday the 27th, official opening ceremony.
Yes.
Saturday the 28th, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., National Women's Empowerment Symposium.
And if I can say right there at that juncture, Erin, that one of the panelists that had agreed and was excited to be a part of the panel discussion is the late Ramona, noted attorney in this nation, Ramona Farquharson Seymour. And of course, we all know that she would have passed. And so we just like to extend condolences to her husband, Calvin, to her children, to her extended family, to her mom, to her church family. We are praying for you all at this time. And so, having said that, we'd like to invite everyone to attend the church service at Christ Church Cathedral on Sunday, the 1st of March at 9 a.m. And then the event in this series, Erin, is where we get to recognize the distinguished Bahamian women in law and order at an official award ceremony under the patronage of Her Excellency Cynthia Pratt, our Governor General. And that event is by invitation only because it's limited, and it will take place at Government House on Tuesday, the 3rd of March.
All right, by invitation only.
But the press, of course, is invited.
Y'all don't get locked up just to go to the event. By invitation only.
By invitation only.
Yeah. This is going to be great. So speakers and panelists for the week's worth of events, right? So throughout the 4 events, here are some of the voices that you will hear from. Of course, Marion Bethel, attorney, will be the keynote speaker at the National Women's Empowerment.
The official
at
opening.
the official opening. The moderators, Dr. Hamilton of the National Committee for Persons with Disabilities and the President of Civil Society Bahamas, and Dr. Melissa Hall, attorney and Queen of Empowerment.
Yes.
We'll have Ms. Shanta Knowles, Commissioner of Police, speaking, Mrs. Janet McKenzie, ACP, speaking, Mr. Shaka Seville, Deputy Magistrate,
Assistant Magistrate. Assistant Chief Magistrate.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yes.
It was Mr. Reynard Henfield, attorney, Ms. Gia Morley Lockhart, attorney, Dr. Davina Knowles Robinson, Cleora Ferguson, Vice President of Lino Bahamas, Dr. Tamika Johnson Dames, Rashad Delaveau, Destiny Johnson Allen, and others, Dr. Terrell Duvalier, Ms. Huggins, Nurse Jacqueline Bonnaby, Reverend Angela Palacios, Reverend Cheryl Carroll, Marissa Mason Smith, and Madeline Cooper.
And those are just a few of the speakers. There are more because remember, on the Saturday, there are 6 sessions, plenary sessions, followed by breakout sessions where persons attending can interface with our panelists one-on-one, and where they can go further into what they heard and experienced during the plenary session. Names, of course, we only put a few there, not to overcrowd an already crowded flyer.
I know Ms. Rakia Smith, I think, is one of the speakers as well, and I know people are excited to hear her. I think she is speaking on the Saturday at the Empowerment Symposium.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, so I've seen people talking about it. They're excited to be a part of it. Just before we go, let's go through the events and the dates again and let people know what they need to register for and what they can just show up for.
Yes, well, registration is open to everyone to attend the 3 of the 4 events. It's open to everyone. That means men, women, children, and we sent letters out to the Ministry of Education for the students, as well as to the private schools. All right? And so that is open. That is on the 27th, the official opening and launch, where Mrs. Marion Bethel will be the keynote speaker.
Yes.
On the Saturday, again, everyone is invited to attend. And if you have specific needs or specific questions, you will be able to ask those of the panelists during the breakout sessions.
Awesome.
Some of the sessions include, Erin, because I think we need to get into this, mental wellness, mental health and wellness. And that is being led by the psychiatrist, Dr. and her team. There will be, I believe, 6 of them. 6 experts in that sphere. That is mental wellness psychiatrists, psychologists who will be speaking. You know, recently, as early as Saturday, we had another attempted suicide in our country. And this has been happening more and more and more. Every day as we drive through our streets, we see persons seemingly unwell. In our workplaces, people are unwell. And so we need to address this issue. So that's the first session that will be taking place on Saturday.
Let me just say, anytime you see someone running a red light or a stop sign, that is an indication of mental unwellness. And if they have their children in the car with them when they're doing it, whether they are aware of it or not, and this is not a slur, we're not defaming, we're not ridiculing anybody, I'm not making fun of you, right? But it's important for you to understand that there are people who can see that this life is stressing people out.
Stress.
People are in, and the fact that we don't talk about it just compounds. The environment, compounds the dynamic. There is no way, right, that you could live in a country that annually is marked anywhere between the 4th and 10th highest cost of living in the entire world, and nobody actually acknowledges what that means. Of course you're in crisis. So this is not an attempt to ridicule you or make fun of you.
No.
If you driving in your car on your cell phone, if you're running the red light or the stop sign, if you're doing it with your children in your car, yes, that is a clear indicator of psychological crisis. Yes. And I could be honest with you, it is likely driven by a financial crisis that the whole world, including your country, refuses to acknowledge. But protocol has been established, so we're going to step away from that.
Yeah, we can segue beautifully from what you've said and what I have said, Erin, into one of the other sessions, which is on finance. Financial experts led by Mrs. Cleora Farquharson from Leno, you know, that big building on Collins Avenue. Yes, Leno, they know about money, they know about investment. And so a number of persons will be on that session dealing with the same thing that you've been implying, budgeting, financial planning, retirement, succession planning, all of those things will be discussed on that during that session. And then, of course, we have Reverend Angela Palacios and the team from parenting and coaching who will also be on the stage discussing important matters surrounding parenting, teaching skills of how to parent our children, because we know that is another social issue we have. You spoke about the issue at St. John's on the weekend, on the weekend of love, no less, right? And there are, of course, many countless other examples where clearly there is a disconnect because the students, the children, the young people are acting out. I'm not even touching the violence yet, but just the acting out, the relationship or lack thereof, the training, as you spoke about the gentleman who has his presence on social media, teaching people about Bahamian women, right? And so one of the things you mentioned is manners and respect. So there's clearly a breakdown. And so a very important segment is that parenting, coaching, and counseling sessions. So we will have the counselors there. These are the people who have the social services, parenting, and coaching team in trying to de-escalate, trying to eradicate, trying to eliminate, trying to teach parents how to be parents, how to listen, how to communicate with their children.
We've gone well beyond adopting a child. We are at the stage collectively where we need to be able to adopt families. Yes. People with good family, healthy family models.
Mirroring.
Right?
Yes.
Because first of all, the parents and the children need to stay together.
Yes.
That children want the parents, parents need the children.
Yes.
So that they could see the need to be better. Right?
Yes.
We need, and we're not degrading, defaming, vilifying parents. We are actually acknowledging is that you have never had a chance to deal with your trauma.
Yes. Yes.
Right? And so in this way, we want to not vilify the parent, right? And we don't want to vilify the child.
No.
We want to acknowledge that nobody actually created this space for you, the parent, before you had the child. But it's time we start adopting entire families.
Yes, we are focused on helping people just where they are now, giving them those essential tools so that when they leave, they are empowered to go out there and do better. And then the last segment after the lunch break and the breakout session will be where we focus on the law in everyday living. And so you mentioned the name of several
law enforcement
officers. And of course, we have a team of Sutherland King, the acting principal at Eugene DePuche Law School. We have Akire Gabriel, and we have Marianne Cadet. They will be leading that team of experts in the sphere of justice for all in our nation. So that is going to be very interesting as well.
So I in my pursuit of staying young, I watch a lot of young people TV, not TV, but content, right? And it's actually been a quite rewarding observational exercise. Here's the first thing I understand when Professor Angela Davis talks about the preschool to prison pipeline, right? Here's what I understand. What I understand is that the way that young people are being raised, even in the school system, they are unable to navigate the law. They are unable to navigate interactions with police officers and with authority, rendering them in a criminal position, right, in every instance.
Yes.
Something that I've observed as well, and I hope that I could attend so I could bring it up. Here's what I observed. We like to say that, oh, look at all of these irrational, crazy women. Look at and what they're doing in these intimate partner relationships. And I realized that nobody has stopped to say, hey, there's far too many women behaving this way for this to just be a cultural thing. And I realized that we have feminine, women-centered medical crises that we have not been paying attention to. And often when you see a woman in a situation with the police where she is just working to get locked up. When you say that, you working to get locked up. You look like you want to go to jail. It's because she is having an emotional fugue state, either because she is suffering from undiagnosed thyroid disease, or she is experiencing symptoms of menopause or perimenopause.
Yes, absolutely.
And because we do not recognize these things as medical issues, we just say these women are crazy and look how she behaving, she needs to be locked up, as opposed to, no, she needs a medical intervention. And we have thousands of women. And I mean, the content is from the US, but we see it every once in a while through our own media, what we capture locally. Women who are unable to moderate themselves in the face of an authoritative voice, a police officer, right, their boss, their parent, or a teacher, and there is a real medical crisis taking place.
Yes.
So I hope that's one of the things we get to talk about.
Absolutely, Erin. I couldn't agree with you more. And if you look at the sessions, you will see to address to those very issues. The final session before the panel will be the gender-based violence unit of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. They will be up there on that stage along with the Crisis Center and the Ranfurly Home.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much for sharing this information. I'm almost all out of time, but I have to say a couple of things before we go. At the beginning of this segment, protocol was established. The only thing that was missing was the fact that my mother, Leela Greene, was a long-time PS in social services and worked intimately with the National Women's Advisory Council and in the Attorney General's office, right? So there may have been a lot of critique I wanted to add to this show, but protocol had been established. We're going to talk about it at another time. That's all I could say. Producer, give me 3 seconds. Hey, Erin, so a man who they say is the principal is choking a young teenage female, and all you could say is we need context. You is something else. I guess you agree with Brent Simonet that deporting the killer who raped and murdered 12-year-old Adrielle Moxie is inhumane too. You know what I think is inhumane? How the offense he is charged with was unlawful sexual intercourse and not rape. First of all. Second of all, when I said context, I wasn't even really thinking about that scene where the person who is purported to be the principal is purportedly choking the girl. I ain't even talking about that. I was talking about the police officer with the machine gun skipping through the road like he didn't know how to handle the machine gun. Listen, when I tell you that we need context, man, just trust me for a second. Trust me for a second and stop casting aspersions on people. Why would you suggest that somehow I am trying to cover something up because I ask us to be responsible? I had 2 sets of guests and not enough time to delve into the discussion properly. Listen, we saw some awesome thing, or in some, like, wow, what am I looking at? Let's give it some time so that we could have responsible conversations. See, we're talking about young people, and those young people deserve respect as well, right? Even though they seem to be out of control. Just be patient. Let's be easy. You see how I had to practice patience and self-control and moderation today? We're all going to do that. Now listen, tomorrow I have an exciting show for you. On Wednesday, the lines go open back up. Wednesday and Thursday, it could be all calls, all talks. I have 1,000 questions about the Adrielle Moxie case. But let's exercise patience and temperance. Grace. And let's exercise grace with each other. Okay? Thank you for tuning in today. This information that we heard today is very, very important. Thank you all for your patience and being graceful and allowing us to get it into the public domain. You guys, this song we playing by Monrovia is called Pray the Devil Away. The singer, he grew up in the Civil War in Liberia, and it didn't stop until the Christian women and the Muslim women came together and told those warlords and the politicians, it will end right now, right? When we come together in faith, even if we are from different faiths, that's when we will move the world. What Sir Randall Fox said, it's the faith that moved the mountain. I mean, that's what I think he said. I really believe it. It's the faith that moved the mountain. You guys, be safe. Guardian Radio AM with C.A. Nuri is up next.
Thank you.
After a long night, Greene brings the sun to sky, dressed in all
This is 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.